Hey guys, Brian with VetteSource checking in. Sunday afternoon today. We're finally getting really nice weather here in Southeast Texas. We're close to 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, so spring is upon us pretty much, and didn't have much of a winter to make sure anyway, so this is kind of nice to get back to what we really like down here where we can drive our cars around a lot. So today I'm checking in just to kind of give you guys an update. I got my shop dog handy with me to help me today, but what we're going to do today is install this luggage rack on our 76 flame orange Corvette real quick that I'd taken off a few months ago, just kind of do some troubleshooting. Now, for those of you that don't know, a lot of guys that are into the Corvettes and gals, there's kind of two sides of the fence here. Some people like the luggage racks and other people hate the luggage racks. Now, funny thing about these, the luggage racks were never installed at the factory on Corvettes. This was a factory, or I'm sorry, a dealer authorized accessory that you could buy from the dealer and have installed on your Corvette. Well, the thing is, whether you like it or you hate it, if you committed to doing this, you better commit, because here's what happens. To install these luggage racks, you can see this is just one broad flat piece of fiberglass back here, but to get these Corvette luggage racks installed, you see these little nut plates here. My son's not in the way. There's one there, one there. Now this is a 6-hole luggage rack, is what we got on this car. But you can see these are holes, and yes, these are holes that actually are going into the body of the car. So, if you commit to putting the luggage rack on the car, you get to drill a big old hole in the back deck lid of your Corvette. So, if you decided at some point to take this off, it's not coming off without leaving a bunch of holes in the back of the car that you have to contend with. So, this car, talking with the original owner, she said, oh yeah, my husband loved the luggage rack, so we put it on. Not like we ever threw the T-tops on it to go anywhere, because sometimes you could, supposedly there's a T-top carrier kit that goes on that luggage rack where you can stash the T-tops in the back of the car, but it's not very practical. So because we've got a luggage rack installed already, we're gonna go ahead and put this thing back on real quick, and I'll show you guys. It's fairly easy, but I wanted to show you what goes in to put it on. We basically got luggage rack here, shop dog, and then a hardware kit. So the hardware kit consists of a spacer, screw, the insert that goes in, threaded insert with the bushing, and then the captive washer there to keep it all in place. So give me a few minutes, I'll get back with you guys. I'll show you what is involved in getting this thing back on here. We'll check it out in just a second. Okay, so just to give you guys an idea of the stack up of how this is put together in here, you can see we put our new insert in the body of the car. That's just a fresh nut plate right there, and then on top of the nut plate goes our bushing, and then our hard washer, and then our spacer for the luggage rack. So we're going to do this times all 6, and basically what this does, spacer allows us to elevate the luggage rack above the deck so that you've got a gap in between there. So we put that in there, and we put that like that, and you can see that's our spacing we need. So give me a second, I'm going to put the rest of these and get them all started in there, and then I'll be back in a second to show you guys the rest of what this looks like as we tighten this all down. Hang on. Okay, we're back here, and as you can see, I've got the rack loosely installed here with all our spacers on it. So what you want to do is make sure you get all of these in place before you start tightening down, because then you'll have a problem trying to get the rest of them in here. So as you can see, what it does, it elevates the rack just enough off the deck lid to where you can kind of get to the fuel door still. Like I said, these are kind of a love-hate kind of thing. They're not my favorite. I don't really mind them, but sometimes I wish that they weren't installed on the cars, only because you can't ever go back once you put them on. Because even if you fill in those holes, they're there. You know, like even this car here has luggage rack holes in it that I'm never going to be able to get out of it. Now this has what they call the 8-hole. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got to source an 8-hole rack for that one. But then what you just do is basically take your screwdriver, and you want to run these down manually. Don't try to do it with a power tool, just because you take the chance of stripping out the threads and the nut plates, or even if they're old. Now these are new ones, but I do this anyway. As you're tightening down, you'll see there's a little bit of lifted bezel there that you want to get over. as you come down on it. So you want to make it look nice, because it's a rather rudimentary type thing. And you just tighten and go around the edges to get them all done. So I'm going to tighten these, snug these up real quick, and show you what it looks like installed. Of course, it's a 42-year-old luggage rack, so it's not perfect, but give me a few minutes and I'll be back to show you what the finished product looks like. Hang tight. Alright, we are back with our finished product. As you can see, the luggage rack is installed with all our spacers intact, and rubber grommets so we can keep this thing up off the rear deck lid. So, you know, nothing real complicated. And of course, like I said, I mentioned before, you either love them, hate them. These are not my favorite accessory on the Corvettes, but the truth is, once it's there, I'm stuck with it. You know, so I keep this one on here. This one's really not in perfect shape either, so eventually I'll probably look for another one, but it kind of matches the aging on the rest of the car. I didn't mention before, this car actually only has about 59,000 miles on it. It was sold here locally in this area, so it's never been out of town. It's one of those interesting old 42-year-old cars. You just jump in it and go start it and go drive it. So I don't really do a whole lot to it to mess with it, and it's probably one of my favorite colors on the Corvettes. If the Corvette guys know, these oranges were not very common, just because, again, it's kind of a love it hate it relationship. These are kind of called to the referred to as the Orange Crush Corvettes, because they literally look like a bottle of Orange Crush. So that'll do it for today, guys. Just a little Sunday update for you. I'll probably have some more projects later on this week I'll be getting back into, so keep an eye out for my channel, any notifications you might have turned on, and I'll see you guys next time when I upload another video. Thanks again for watching.